Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Disney's Hercules. That's right. It looks like Disney has another live action film coming, and well, this one is Hercules. And I'm going to say I really love the Disney animated film back from 1997. I know James Woods did the voice of Hades, and Danny DeVito did the voice of Phil, the centaur in the movie, the little centaur guy, which a lot of people, after this news was trending, a lot of people, Danny DeVito started trending because a lot of people were saying they wanted to see Danny DeVito as the live action Phil, which, you know what, I was thinking about it. It could probably work if they really wanted to get him to play that character in live action, because Phil is supposed to be a retired centaur who trained many heroes, and all those heroes had failed him in the past. So Danny DeVito is at an age where he could look like he's retired and say, you know what, I'm tired of training these would-be heroes. I give up, and then Hercules comes and he decides to train Hercules. I mean, why not? Why not? It could work. I think it could work, especially since, Hercules is more of a comedy, just similar to Aladdin, which brings me to another thing, but I'll get to it a little bit later, if I don't forget. And as Hades, I would love to see Jim Carrey play Hades. Hades is supposed to be very comedic anyways, so why not? If you're going to get a comedian to come up with dialogue here and there, Jim Carrey, I think, could really pull off that craziness that hate. And, Jim Carrey has played some serious roles, too, so he can tone it down when he needs to. So, I don't know. And he was great. He was really good as Robotnik this year. I hope he wouldn't go that over the top with it, but if you want, there's a perfect madman that can play Hades. With that being said, look, they're getting the writer who has wrote Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings for Marvel. Apparently, he's also set to write the script for the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so that's pretty cool. Previous credits, he's written the entire Expendables trilogy, that trilogy with all the old action heroes, with Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, and all those other action stars from the 80s and 90s coming together. Yeah, he wrote all those films, so he's good with action, and he did the 2014 Godzilla film, and he also wrote Wonder Woman 1984. So he has a lot on his plate that he's written, that he's probably proven himself to Hollywood. Hey, I can write the Hollywood blockbuster, so let me have a shot at this. So this is exciting, and what makes this even more exciting is that the Russo brothers, I read from the Hollywood Reporter, and their new production company, which just released the movie Extraction recently, they are producing this film with Disney. So that's pretty interesting. I also read that rumors are going around that Jon Favreau or the Russo brothers might direct. That could be pretty cool, especially with Jon Favreau. I think he's captured the spirit of both The Jungle Book and The Lion King and infused them into live action, which was really cool. I know The Lion King was more mixed. I really like The Lion King. I've actually grown to like it even more. Not as much as the original animated film, I still think, because both movies are essentially the exact same movie, but I think that's what makes the original film more special. It's because it was the first, and if you're just going to do a copy and paste job, well, then the original one is the one that gets more points for being original at the time. Or was it? Because we could always talk about Kimba the White Lion. With that being said, Jon Favreau also did The Jungle Book, which stuck true, but allowed for some changes to happen here and there throughout the story to help enhance it. Because let's face it, the original Jungle Book is a little outdated when you go and watch it. It's great for the young kids, to laugh and get scared at, but for live action, if you're going to please everybody, especially the ones that grew up with it, who are already adults now with their own kids, you're going to have to change it up a little bit and update it. And that's what Jon Favreau did. And I think he would do a really great job at Hercules. And The Russo brothers, I don't know, because the Russo brothers seem to like the more. Well, I don't know, because maybe they could, because I was gonna say they like the more grounded approach, but when you watch the Avengers movies, they go all out there. Like, Captain America: Civil War and Winter Soldier are obviously very grounded and the most realistic that you can get for a Marvel movie, and probably some of the more serious films that they've done. Endgame and Infinity War are also pretty serious films, but they're more sci-fi and galactic and out there, right? They go more out there with the fantasy elements, which I think, obviously Hercules would need. I don't know if they plan on going with a more serious route for Hercules. The original animated film was more comedy, so they probably, and knowing Disney, they probably want to go a little bit more in the comedy direction. Maybe, I don't know, because if you look at the trailers for Mulan, Mulan actually looks pretty serious. But you look at Aladdin, Aladdin was a little bit more closer to what the original one was. It was a little bit more funnier, it was more comedic, especially with Will Smith being there. I think they would want Hercules to be more truer to the animated film. Maybe, I don't know, because it wasn't a huge hit at the time. Disney, I remember even kind of pointed the blame at other blockbusters being too close to it at the time, and that's why Hercules. But there is a fan base who obviously think Hercules is one of the better Disney films of that era, of the Renaissance era, and definitely I love all the films from that period of time of Disney animation. So this gets me excited. Now, I mentioned Aladdin earlier, and I said I would mention something later. The reason why I really want Hercules to happen also is because I am hoping that we will get an Aladdin and Hercules crossover, just like they did in the Hercules animated TV show. They had Aladdin and some of his characters come over. But think about it in a blockbuster sort of terms. Now, I know in reality, Hercules and Aladdin were in different time eras, so it wouldn't make sense. But look, these are the movies. We can, suspend disbelief a little bit. Give me that Hercules and Aladdin live action crossover. That would be amazing to see in live action. That could be the beginning of their Disney cinematic universe, which I know the only person that probably wants that is me. With that being said, look, guys, tell me what you think. Are you excited for this news of a live action Hercules? Unlike the Robin Hood one that came out earlier, Robin Hood is going to be going to Disney Plus. This one, they didn't say it was going to Disney Plus, so it looks like it's going to be made for theatrical release, which I think you definitely have to put Hercules on the big screen. That's a big budget movie. You can't go cheap with that one. That's going to have the special effects and craziness, and that's probably why they're getting the Russo brothers involved to direct it, or produce it. Sorry, they're not confirmed to direct. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they won't even produce it if they can't come up with an idea. I don't know. Well, the idea is already there, so I guess it's so simple. Just copy and paste. With that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, comment below, and share your thoughts, because everybody has thoughts. Even if you don't like it, the idea of these remakes, I love the idea of these remakes. I know there's other people out there too that are with me on this. Give me more remakes. With that being said, until next time, take care.